Fucker, I said 10 seconds of silence.
You're talking.
You know what? Fuck it. We're doing the rap.
STS Guys Podcast is the best you ever seen. Go and listen weekly pop culture podcasts, they are so clean. Talking about movies, TV shows, collectibles, I mean Jeremy, Larry, Nathan Scott are the best hosts you ever seen. Batman, Spider-Man, Ninja Turtles, very cool. Just lay down, open a beer, that's the big rule. Relax every week with us, we doing it right. Interesting subjects, we don't bother you at all. Come with us, it's gonna be so cool. Okay, STS Guys Podcast #1. That's not a fool, okay, I promise you gonna have fun. Take your gun, nerds in the beach, I swear that's a big run.
What is going on, everybody? What is going on? Welcome to this week's episode 156 of the STS Guys. I am Jeremy.
Hey, it's Larry.
And it's on mute.
It's on mute.
Hey guys, this is Nate.
This is Nate's first podcast.
Great.
Yeah, we've only done this 156 other times. Like, you think we know how to do this by now?
I'm a total rookie today.
It's okay.
It's okay. Well, real quick though, just 'cause every time I hear the rap song, I laugh the last 15 seconds of it. It's because he ran out of things to talk about. It's like, hey, let me throw in some normal rap lyrics about guns and going to the beach.
Well, no, here's it is. So he went with normal rap lyrics with oh, go get your gun. But then he's like, where do nerds go? Where would they take their gun? Ah, the beach.
Why not?
Yeah. Right? I was like, oh, okay. We're going to go. Let's do the beach. That's fine.
It's the most logical place.
Yeah.
Totally.
And I have to look because there's also where he calls somebody he says if you don't like it, you're a something. And I want to look it up because I think it's a Polish insult, but I don't know actually what he's actually saying right there.
He sent me the lyrics. I don't think I told you that.
Oh,
he sent me the weird lyrics in a Word doc. I will have to find it and I will send it to you.
Yes, forward it to me because we need to review this. I want to place this up.
I'll work on it. Give me a second.
I need to find out what he actually says in a couple of these different parts.
So that way we can host STS Guys karaoke night. Where we
everybody can sing along.
True.
I'll figure out a way to do a little scrolling marquee or something.
I can do a country. A country.
You need a bouncing ball.
Yeah,
there you go.
Or a bouncing skull.
Yeah, little skull with the headphones. Yeah. Well. Okay, so I'm counting more than 4 of us today.
Yeah,
so
we have a lot of people on tonight.
Yeah,
there's a lot.
Let's go through and it is. Yep. We just need 2 more, and we can have the whole setup
the
here.
Full screen,
yeah.
Get the Brady Bunch.
The Brady Bunch.
Yeah. So, guys, well, let's go through here. We have the whole Toy Rewind podcast on here. So, guys, you want to go ahead and introduce yourselves?
Yeah, Michael, go ahead. It's gotta be in order.
I'm Michael. Yeah, I'm the oldest, so I always go first. So I'm Michael.
I'm John. I'm, of course, the second, as always.
And I'm New Beardland, the middle one. The end one.
The middle
the youngest.
one.
Andrew. Yes, I don't know. I can't. It's been Sorry.
I'm the middle Newland.
Yeah.
Hey, it's okay. I was on mute when I said hello.
156 times, ladies and gentlemen.
Rubbing off on you.
See, Nate, we've only done it 15 times, Nate. So I've got an excuse.
I don't have an excuse.
we should be better than
broadcasting.
That. Oh man, no, this is what makes it fun. Our failures is what makes it fun.
It makes it so much fun.
That's a good spin, Scott.
Yeah.
Hey, Gary's here.
Yeah,
raid. We've been raided, guys.
We've been raided.
Yeah. How about a quick shout out to the chat? Thank you to Geek Together for rating us on Twitch. If you guys didn't know, Geek Together goes live every Saturday night right before us at 7 Pacific. So shout out to the chat. I see Ed, But Wasted, Clint, Baby Light, Jessica, more Ed, Gary, Steph, And of course, Geek Together Nerdy Curious. Shout out to those girls too. Oh, and the Middle Newland. Sean is also hanging out.
I know that guy.
Also hanging out in the chat. So I did a thing today too. We added three new VIPs on Twitch because I hadn't added VIPs in a little while. And it's Michael, John, and Andrew.
Yay!
So I made you guys,
VIPs.
All right.
so I made you guys VIPs on Twitch. We need to do that more.
I know that we've brought this up every time you've done that, but I still have no idea what the hell that means.
Yeah, I don't know.
This whole Twitch thing, I'm like, oh, cool, we got VIPs.
Well,
Everybody-
that's what Larry's for. He's
Yeah,
take care of
Larry,
it.
Larry is
Thanks, dude.
literally the
Put it
only
down.
one of us that really knows Twitch, to be honest.
That's
And I'm
Andrew.
not even good at it.
He's the
Yeah.
one that
Yeah.
does all that.
Yeah. So if I have questions, I either go to Larry or I go to Ryan, and I'm like, hey, I don't know what I'm
Yeah,
doing.
Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I know Ryan is
Ryan
real
is
good
good.
at it.
So good. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
So it's been a week, right?
Jesus Christ. It's been a week. Good God, Nate, that was the most fucking abrupt segue I've ever heard.
Let's just cut it off.
Go,
Go right into it there.
All right, witty
We're
banter.
6 minutes in and we haven't said it yet. I'm getting a little anxious, you know.
Like cut it off. Like move it along. Move it along.
He's like a
Yeah,
robot.
let's get
He's
it
like,
going.
banter sequence
Done.
terminated. Execute. It's been a week. Jesus.
Well,
Good
guess what?
Lord.
It has been a week.
It has. It's definitely been a week. It's been a very,
It's been
very,
a
very,
week.
very productive week. You can actually kind of tell. I'm just going to kind of move right here. You
Oh.
can see just kind of
Oh,
what
It's been a week.
it's been a week. Yeah.
Look at
yeah,
that
we got to talk
flex.
about PS5 because I know at least Jeremy and Scott got one. Anybody else here get a PS5 this week? Larry got one too.
Oh, Larry
Me
got
too.
one.
Nice.
I
Glad
have-
you got it.
yeah.
Larry, have you broken yours open and played it?
Yeah, we opened it yesterday. The only game we have is Miles Morales Spider-Man. So
Nice.
I played a little Spider-Man today. It's pretty cool, man. I like it.
Do you need anything else though?
Not right now, no.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
right
it.
now. It's,
Yeah, it's
it.
like
You got that bug catching game that came with
Oh,
it. Which
yeah.
I was like, I don't even know what they. This is
Bug?
the bug snacks. I was like, this
Bug
is what you
snacks.
decided to launch with.
that's going to sell consoles.
Yeah. If anything, that's the game I was like, I'm buying a PS5 just so I can get my free copy of Bug Snacks.
So Scott showed his pile. So like, oh yeah, like there's a fat stack of.
Oh, wow.
PS5s.
Oh,
Jesus.
Jeremy.
Yeah.
Jesus, Jeremy.
We may have been very active on the internet back in September.
Maybe.
There's another round of pre-orders this week, but they were still really hard to get. Like I tried to go after a couple at Target, and they sold out really quickly. So the demand is still very high.
yeah, I tried to help a buddy of mine get one, and yeah, it just wasn't happening.
I yelled at my bank because of it though. That was pretty
Oh, yeah?
interesting. You got a good story here.
Or are they yelling at you for spending so much money?
No, they're fine with me spending the money. They were okay with it. So for anybody, I'm going to say screw Wells Fargo. By the way, I mean they're never going to be a sponsor anyway. So, like,
Not anymore.
so Walmart doesn't charge your pre-order until the item ships. What happened to ship day of. So I'm going on my day being like, yeah, I'm going to get my PS5. And then Wells Fargo sends me a text message that's like, hey, we saw some unusual activity on your account. Do you recognize this? And I was like, I know that price. Yes, I know what that is. And I'm like, okay, cool. We declined that purchase. So just contact them and have them rerun the charge. And I was like, you sons of bitches. Like I called them up. I was like, why would you do that? Like yelled at them. And then I ran as fast as I could to Walmart to go pick up my order before they realized there was a potential decline on my card.
I was going to say that caused you not to get one.
No, clearly no.
I don't know if you got multiples like Jeremy over here.
No, I was not lucky enough to get more than one. But yeah, I gave the banker quite an earful about them asking me if it was okay just to decline it. I was like, don't you think that would have been the response if I hit no? Like I hit yes. What would you have done if I hit no?
Somebody at Wells Fargo was like, I know how this is. I know what today is.
Yeah.
I'm going to mess with him.
Yeah, screw this guy because I couldn't get one, so you're not getting one today either.
Yeah.
Oh, this is another PS5 pre-order. Watch this, guy.
Watch this. Watch. Declined.
Well,
Messed with everybody on that.
to be honest with you, like I said, just because I said if it'd be something I would do back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no.
I guess the real question is, guys, is it living up to the hype?
Yes.
100%.
I like it.
Nice.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I will say the PS5 is absolutely the largest console I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh yeah.
Like just in
Like
terms of
size-wise.
actual size-wise and actual space, it is a massive, massive device, but it is amazing. It is great. It's the interface so much better. Everything plays so smooth. It is absolutely wonderful, and I recommend everybody who likes games to go buy one. Go buy one right now.
Have you played anything besides Miles Morales?
I see. I didn't actually get Miles Morales,
Oh.
just because of kind of timing, trying to get everything. So I've been playing the Assassin's Creed Valhalla on it.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So that's
I've
and
been
it's
playing some Demon Souls.
Yeah. Damien was just talking about he was playing that in the chat too. So
Nice. Yeah.
The remastered Demon Souls.
and apparently his kids already beat the Bug Snacks. So
exactly that's
Bug Snacks is. I did
See,
play
here's the
Bug
thing.
Snacks for a minute. It's so bad. I didn't like.
Here's the thing with it.
Okay.
It is a game for children, which I thought, like, when you get a new console, the last thing I'm going to do is hand that remote over to my 7-year-old. Here's 7-year-old, destroy my brand new remote.
Right.
It's like,
Right.
this is the worst idea ever.
So
See,
the
do you
one
guys-
core game, right, that all the consoles come with, right, is like the Astros Playroom, like the little like built-in, hey, this is how you you test your new systems.
Yeah.
It's actually really fun. So like I said, if you haven't played Astros Playroom yet, definitely try it out because it actually is pretty fun.
And I do like the fact that you can play multiple games and have like multiple things suspended versus it just being like, oh, you're changing games. Close the other one out. Like, no, I just wanted to look at this other thing. Okay. Yeah. My wife has said, haven't seen in about a week and a half. Yeah, because of the new Xbox and the PS5. That is about true. As soon as I got the Xbox, I was up in the little den up here and
Dang,
have
so
not.
you got-
I've just planted and haven't moved.
You
Yeah, I got
both this week.
Yeah, I got the Series S
Damn.
Tuesday, and then
Yeah.
go through both of them.
There's-
Solid state drives, instant startup. It is great.
So you guys notice a pretty big performance increase then?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Instant on. You hit the button, it goes in. So just for sake of it, I pulled on my. It's not a direct comparison, but I don't have a direct one. But I played Arkham Knight on my old PS4 and on the Series S since they're free for both. And the load time was probably about 10 times longer on my PS4 than it was on the Series S. It loaded almost instantly versus like having to wait for like 5-10 minutes for it to actually like load the whole thing up to start a new game. So
Yeah, that's what
not a
Tyler
direct
said.
comparison.
That,
Yeah.
that fast load time really helps with my lack of patience. That's what Tyler says.
Yeah, I thought
So
I
it
was
must
going to
be
get real
quick.
mad, but it just was like,
Yeah.
boop, okay.
Nice.
So
So the chat wants to know who has the oldest kid out of us. It's probably
Larry.
me. Yeah.
probably you. Well, if you're including these guys, then yeah. That's a different. But yeah, out of the STS guys, like there's not a question. It is clearly
No,
you.
Ian's
Two of us
12.
have friends.
It's me. It's me.
No, it's totally,
I am a child.
totally me, man.
I am a child.
Larry is the oldest. So we are all man children.
I'm
so
sitting in a
not
room
gonna-
full of toys. It's clearly me.
I mean,
Definitely.
yeah, Nate, we're all there. Yeah.
I'm someone.
I'm a perpetual 12-year-old, so it's all right.
So earlier, Ed mentioned that we were dropping a bunch of bingo squares already. So I made this cool thing on Streamlabs where it reminds you to go get your bingo square. I was a busy guy today.
Just because I want to hit the button. Did you say bingo?
Yes.
Bingo!
There we go.
Thank you, Scott. So if you want to play along, you can go to podcastbingo.com/STS Guys to get your very own STS Guys Bingo Square. And shout out to our friend Andrew.
Who's that guy?
For making the bingo square for us.
And hey, shout out to Ed. He uses those things more than anybody, I think.
Yes,
so
he does. Yes,
Yeah.
of course. Ed is the best.
And is
That's
also
great.
the almost perpetual winner of bingo.
He's
somehow-
received bingo almost every episode. He's got a bingo.
he makes me feel bad when I don't play, and I'm like, I built the thing, and I don't play. But yeah, at least somebody's using it.
I'm usually about halfway through the episode, and I hadn't brought my bingo thing up. I have to go back and remember what it was all said throughout. So far.
Did they bring up this person? Did they talk about this? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I will say that you guys have a good format. You always talk about your social media stuff at the beginning. You talk about the bingo scores at the beginning. Like Four Dorksmen do it too. Like a lot of other people talk about their stuff at the beginning. We're not that way.
So
we forget about bingo.
We have no structure. We're just like, roll them dice. What are we doing today, guys?
It just comes up when someone says, "Hey, what about a bingo square?" And then you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, yeah,
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah, like,
Which could be 5 minutes in, 10 minutes in, 50 minutes in. Like, who knows?
the last 2 minutes in at one point.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes.
we do it. We have a notes that basically has our agenda. It's basically an agenda,
Yeah.
and I learned that from Sully.
Yeah.
So he mentioned that on some of his first ones with Nerd Foo. That's how they got started, and they were like, "Okay, we have to go through this stuff." And I had to do that for us to make sure we were hitting everything.
Killer fucking segue, guys, because I want to talk about your guys' podcast. That's how you do it, Nate.
Bingo square.
So let's go through, because you guys have the Toy Rewind podcast.
Yeah.
We are now like 16 minutes in, and we haven't really brought it up. So I want let's
right.
go into this and let's talk about this podcast here.
How did the podcast start?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about it. How did you guys get started?
So I guess it all goes back. So I started listening to podcasts when the Funcast started, with Sully on there. Got into the Nerd Food, got into listening to that, and then just kind of branched out into so many other things. And then when COVID hit, I guess the Dorksmen got me into stuff. And then when COVID hit, like, we were just talking about stuff. I had started listening to you guys, Geek Together, all the Nerds Unite people, and we've got a weird family dynamic where we're all really close, but the three of us talk more than anything. So we're always chatting about stuff. And I was like, hey, we should do a podcast and have an excuse to have been in touch all week for every little thing.
Well, you remember Christmas, back in Christmas, we were sitting there talking at the table, the whole family was, and Andrew says, hey, we need to record this or something, do like a podcast. And that kind of planted the seed to that idea. So,
and when you say Christmas, you mean February, because it took me 2 months to
it was February when we had Christmas. Yeah.
right."
For Christmas. So, and you quit a shout out to our mom who left the Christmas tree up until February, until my family could make it. So yeah, we just kind of started talking
Christmas
about
dedication.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. So we just kind of started talking about it. We were like, yeah, we could do something. We've got the technical knowledge. We've got all kinds of stuff. We just chat about everything. And we just started talking about a bunch of different topics. And we were like, well, people do movies. That's being done. There's just, you guys are just,
It wasn't we.
Anything and everything.
It wasn't we. It was them two.
Yeah. I mean, it was me and Michael.
Then it came brought to me like, hey,
We
we're doing a podcast.
We kind of brought John into it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
and then finally it was like, hey, toys. We could talk about toys. And it's like, but we didn't want to talk about the same toys that people were getting now, Pops and all the collector stuff that people are collecting now, or the new stuff that's coming out. We started talking about retro toys. So Michael made a list of over 100 lines, basically, and was like, yeah, we can do this. So that's how it kind of started. It was
What toys were great as we were children? Fucking everything.
Yeah.
growing up in the
Especially,
80s, it was everything.
yeah, being 80s, 90s, that's like when the prime time of cartoons and toys,
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that was where they made a toy and they're like, how are we going to sell this? Make a cartoon.
Yeah, exactly.
That was the first, we talked about everybody does movies and stuff, so we weren't going to do that. And then we brought up the cartoons, and then I found several other people that were doing cartoon podcasts, and then we just went to the toy thing and say, hey, there's not as much as that out there. Let's go into the toy thing, and we can incorporate some of the cartoon, because that's what they used to sell the lines back then, was cartoons. Yeah.
And
I like how like I said there's a very similar origin story. I said to your podcast that we have, right? And it seems like I said that's what I said a lot of people do, right? And so in regards to like said when like friends or family, so that are sitting around like hey, we should record this. And I said because other people might want to hear this as well. And like I said, it's just like
we consider ourselves to be experts on certain subjects.
Yeah.
Right. That's what Secondary Heroes did because they were just like streaming together and they're like, hey, we should record this. Let's make a podcast.
The thing that was hilarious is like our dad or like
it was exactly like this shape right here.
Like like this little L shape that we're sitting in. It was like just talking. We're like, do you want to do a podcast? Yeah, I'll do one. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's do one. You in? Yeah, I'm in. Yeah, done. Ready to go.
And 150 something weeks later, we're still doing it.
I mean, I'm hoping we can make that far.
Yeah,
we've got a lot of toy lines in the line, but also we have to deal with the fact that we're actually family and we're stuck together no matter what. So hopefully the band doesn't break up, because that would be awkward.
You haven't yet, so that's good.
We've made 15.
I know. No, I mean like in life, you haven't. Right? You still talk to each other after all these years, so you should be good for a couple more.
I mean, that's true.
Like you said earlier, there's so many toy lines, and you guys seem like you all have common interests. That kind of generates conversation within itself. So,
and there's a very good dynamic between us. So Michael, obviously being born in the 70s, so he lives completely through the 80s and remembers a lot more about the 80s than what B and John do. He, if you look behind him, can notice he was bitten by the collector bug very, very early.
I can't tell at all.
And not having any kids, it allows him to spend all of his excess money on toys.
Right.
I got bit by the collector bug with Funko. Basically, when I started collecting Batman, which was thanks to my wife who gave me one for Christmas, and John, who's not a collector. All the stuff that he's got with him now is stuff that he's actually acquired since we started the podcast. So.
Right, nice. And I mean, I've never even thought about collecting. It's just something that I just keep busy and stuff. And most of the time, like I say in the podcast, when some of these toys come up, I remember trying to disassemble them.
Yeah,
trying to figure out how they worked more than play with them. So,
by the way, Megan says you didn't get bit, John, and she texts me and Michael all the time. Is like, stop, like he doesn't need to collect. So yeah, sorry, Megan.
Are you starting to get the bug though, John? Like, are you starting to feel like, oh man, now I'm collecting stuff. I want to get other stuff.
I've got a few things.
He's got a master sword. Like,
yeah,
I was gonna say.
I'm a big Zelda fan, so that is one of them, and that's one of the things I just got in this week.
Nice.
But yeah, I've got a couple. I've got a big DQ coffee cup up there. There's the Triforce lamp, a little light up there. But yeah, the Zelda stuff are stuff that I know I can collect, and I love that stuff. So.
Nice. That's awesome.
And
that's usually how it starts. You find one thing that you're kind of really into, and then that's sort of where it grows from.
There's the questionable evidence about gateway drugs, but definitely collecting. There is a gateway drug in collecting, and it's whatever you're like. Oh, that's the thing. I'll just stick with this and get a couple of things, and next thing you know, you have a room full of shit.
Right?
Yeah, mine is most of mine's Hot Wheels. You spend $1 for it. And then you get another one, it's another $1. And then you start looking at some of the bigger collectible lines and you start spending $5. And then before you know it, you're spending a couple $100 for a little die-cast car. So, so it starts with $1 car and then grows from there. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But what they don't see is all the tubs.
Yeah.
Don't have up.
Yeah, you cleaned up a little bit from a couple weeks ago. I do notice that.
Yeah, I got a different angle too than from where I was sitting. I actually got a real desk in here now because I was using the totes as a desk before, and I said, well, I need to get something more stable, so that's what I did. Yeah,
I've been there. I
don't think I was ever normal.
Yeah, normal's a hard word, Megan. Sorry.
So he's happier now.
Well, we're talking about.
First off, can any of us ever claim that we were normal? Because I'm going to say none of the STS guys are. And after talking with you guys for just a little bit, I can say that you guys are not either.
We are not
what is this normal you speak of?
Right.
We don't know normal.
That's
I've
cool.
known Scott close to 10 years, and I'm like, it hasn't been normal since day one.
No, not
So
at all.
Andrew, you said you kind of got started.
Our first interaction was me and Jeremy arguing about comics.
That's a good way to start.
Yeah, because Jeremy wrote a trivia for our work event, and it was what was the name of. I remember it too because the question he asked us what was Marvel's original name, and I put and because you wanted a Marvel magazine, which is the first name, but I put Timely Comics, and you're like, no, that's wrong. I'm like, no, it's not.
The quest to be right.
So we had this. We had a very friendly argument. We're like, "Do we just become best friends?" Yep.
So we talked about how John's kind of getting into collecting now, and Michael, you started with Hot Wheels, right? And then Andrew, you said you started with Batman Funkos. Is that right?
Well, the first one. Now that I'm like thinking, so the first one was actually the Invisible Bilbo Baggins. And my wife got it for me for Christmas, and I opened it up and I was like, what is this? And then I opened it, I put it by my bedside table. It was kind of there, and I got to looking at it. And about a couple weeks later, I saw the 01 Batman, and I was like, that is what I want. So I bought that one, and then now I've got all these here, more here that you can't see, tubs here that are full. I went to go get some shelves this past week, and they were all sold out. So I was trying to get things set up, and it's just not working yet. So.
Nice.
I know. So it's and then recently it's expanded into even more, not just Funko. Like I got the Joe Ledbetter Batman statues. I got the Miss Mindy statues and the Jada cars and more Batman stuff and just more Batman. So yeah.
Nice. Hey, I share the Batman love, so I understand.
You do?
Yeah. So this is always very close to my desk.
Nice.
Somewhere where I can grab it and just put it on. If I want to, you know.
That's awesome.
It's always, like I said, it's always within arm's reach.
Tell me where the drugs are.
Yeah. Where are the drugs?
Where's the Funko Pops?
Yeah.
Nice.
Very
That's cool, man.
Rachel.
And I saw you have like an old Castle Grayskull behind you.
Oh
too,
yeah,
right?
so yeah, this is. Oh, sorry, this way. I'll go this way. This is actually a Father's Day present, and so it's the one from early 2000. And I've spent the last week to 2 weeks trying to finish it off. It didn't come with all the pieces, so I'm trying to finish it off, get everything. Which I do have the last ones coming. Hopefully they'll be here Monday, and I can wrap it up. And then I've got the they're over here. I've got the retro toys to put in it that we're going to be talking about in the next probably month or so. So
Sweet.
Very cool.
Masters of the Universe line. That's classics, man. Talk
That's
about
weird.
old school retro toy.
that's that episode is coming up within a month, I think, if I'm recalling right. So yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's a big one.
Ridiculously beefy characters.
It's going to be great.
They were so cool. So Masters is coming up, right?
It is coming up.
You've had 15 episodes so far. What kind of stuff have you talked about on the podcast so far?
So Michael, you want to go through? So Michael's our historian.
Nice.
That's the way it works. Michael's our historian. So you can remember what all have we done, Michael?
Damn it.
Yeah, we've done.
Nice, thanks, babe.
All right. Yeah. So the first one.
It's my wife.
The first.
Nice.
Okay. Now the first episode we had was about Centurions, which was a pretty well forgotten line. And
Wait,
then
which
we
line
went
was
on
that?
to Centurions.
I already forgot about that one.
Yeah, you don't forget about that one again. And then we've talked about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Nerf and what else we had? We had Star Wars for episode 4, which kind of ties in with the New Hope episode 4. That's kind of the way we wanted
there you
to
go.
get in.
Smart.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Layers.
we've talked about
that's where the layers started, Scott.
yeah. And then Voltron
With
came
5.
up, and Andrew actually we put one together.
It's
We've episode. I
I don't know my left and right anymore. It's there.
No,
Yeah, we've done
I try to
some
point at my
live.
thing. I'm like, I can't.
Yeah, we've done some live stuff with that, opening the boxes and putting it together piece by piece. Andrew's done that, and then we've done Bionic 6 for episode 6. We kind of worded that right there.
Clever.
You think about that?
Episode 7 was Spy Toys, which was 007, James Bond.
007.
007.
Oh yeah, I didn't even catch that.
And then we had to throw in some girl toys in there for the girls. So we did Barbie, and we've done
Michael,
Care Bears.
You're gonna get us in trouble
Why?
by
What's that?
referring to it as girl toys.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you right now, we've said a whole lot worse.
No, I just know both of my sister-in-laws. That's going to come back on us if they hear that.
Anybody
Which we
can
know
collect,
Megan's here. I don't care, but hey,
anybody can collect or play with those if they want.
there you go. There you go. There you go.
Yeah. So Care Bears, and we've done Micro Machines. Another line that was really kind of forgotten was Dino Riders. We've talked about that one.
Yeah, it's classic.
We've come up with Smurfs, and then our episode 13 actually fell right a couple days right before Halloween, and we did Ghostbusters for that one. So we kind of tied that in with
The real
Ghostbusters. Yeah, not the Ghostbusters, but the real Ghostbusters. We may talk about the other Ghostbusters next year. We'll wait about a year or so. So go ahead.
Which was the line that had the? So you guys know, because I remember the Proton Pack. Was that the Kenner line that had the
that's
Proton
the Kenner
Pack?
real Ghostbusters. Yeah.
And the real Ghostbusters is about the cartoon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cartoon that actually the cartoon comes from the it's a TV show they had back in the 70s, and with two guys and a gorilla that actually that actually chased ghosts.
Yeah,
kind of Scooby-Doo-ish, just kind of the way that one was. So yeah,
We had a gorilla.
Yeah, but we've done Mask and Legos as well. Legos was our last episode there. So
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's cool. I like the mix you've done, right? You've got a few of the big ones like Star Wars and Ninja Turtles, but then you've done deeper cuts like the Centurions and Spy Toys. That was the random one that I was surprised when that one popped up. But I like how you're kind of all over the place, which is cool.
So the Spy Toys worked out because it was episode 007, and so that's where we were like, all right, we went 4 for Star Wars, and we started this deep cut on different things. So we've done that with a lot of things. We realized we didn't want to do all the big ones. Like we haven't talked about Hot Wheels yet. It's popped up in little things, but we haven't talked about it, and that's obviously Michael's like claim to fame. So we're spreading the big ones out and really doing deep dives into the little ones and the old ones that people don't remember, because I figured that's what people want to know about. So
yeah, we don't want to burn all the big lines quickly, because we want to kind of spread it through to keep people's interest in a little longer throughout our year or 2 years, however long we go, So we've got hopefully even longer than that, because once, like when we sat down and made the list, I pretty much wrote down almost 50 just off the top of my head, 50 different lines, and then I had to look up a few things here and there. But once we get past that 100 that we wrote down, we can look more. Most of that's all 80s lines, so we can look more into 90s or go back into the 60s and 70s and do some lines there too. So because and then you have like G.I. Joe, you've got the 3-inch line from the 80s, and then you have the 12-inch that we can talk about. So there's different. We can break some of those areas down. I know we talked about Legos last week. So what's that again?
I said I have an episode idea for you guys too. Like I said, this is one thing I've always wanted to. An episode on knockoff toys.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that would be good. We have
Rip-offs.
discussed some of the knockoffs that have come out with the lines, like the ones that have popped up. I want to say
we talked about some Star Wars ones in our episode there. Yeah, we kind of came up with
a lot of
those
knockoffs there.
Using that Death Star calculator.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about knockouts. You guys did do an episode on Mask, which really is good.
Hey, so Mask was Joey. So Joey from the Dorksman. That's like his biggest line that he could ever think about. As soon as we released our first episode and he found out we were doing it, he was like, "When you talk about Mask, I want to be on Mask. I want to talk about Mask. We got to talk about Mask." And I was like, "What the hell is Mask?"
No.
So thank goodness Michael knew what he was talking about, and I did some research and figured it out. But
that's a deep cut.
I had a ton of those. Like they were so cool. Like I really enjoyed that episode too. Like I remember when like Joey started talking about it, I think on their podcast. Like it was a cool line, man. Like super underrated. I do like how you guys do your research on that toy line. Like I learned something on every episode I listened to. Like mask. I didn't remember that their masks, like the helmet masks that they put on, had like special powers.
Yeah.
I didn't remember. I did not remember that. Like, so there's always like things that I was little, man. I had the toys, but I was like 4 or 5.
I always laugh at.
I didn't understand
the idea of Master. Like, all right, we're going to do Transformers, GI Joe, like Power Rangers, and all these things. Smash them together and make a show and toys.
And according to Joey, they also threw some gemstones in there. Yeah, some gem in there. So
Yeah.
I don't want to forget that. Yeah.
But talking about the research and stuff, me and Andrew have had this conversation that we all do it, and then we come together and we do our deal. But somehow Michael comes up with all this stuff that me and him can't even find.
I don't know where he gets it.
Where are you looking?
He finds them scholarly sources.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't know where he gets it. I think some of it he makes up.
He
And
probably
then we don't know. We're like, we don't know. Sure. All right, whatever.
Okay.
That works.
You'll never know. Yeah.
I just have to say, you guys did the episode on Micro Machines and Lego, but the Micro Machines, I just had to comment that you pick the 2 most deadly foot traps that could happen. Because anyone who complains about stepping on a Lego clearly has never stepped on a Micro Machine.
Right.
Yeah. Well, Micro Machines made it into Home Alone.
They did.
Right? Like
They
that's
did.
yeah, like,
That's what he used to trip them up.
When he trips on himself.
Yes.
I gave my daughter all my old, like almost my old like open toys, like anything that was out of the box. I'm just like, here you go nuts, and she would do stuff. And I stepped on one of the little like F-14 jets, and like, oh god, like it's the worst pain I've ever felt.
It's a new kind of appreciation as an older man.
Nate would actually cringe because he has all my old Ninja Turtle action figure.
Oh,
No. Yeah, I gotta say, I would love
Barbies and Ninja Turtles, and she's playing.
yeah.
That's awful. It's like that. Have you guys seen that Hot Toys commercial where the kids in the backyard, putting them in the sandbox? And
yeah.
Hot Toys are really expensive, so it just makes you cringe when you see stuff like that. But yeah, I love that you guys did the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's kind of like my bread and butter. You definitely did your research on that. It was cool to watch that one.
So the good thing about that is Michael did research on it. John did a little bit of research, and I just those were mine. That's based off of what you've got behind you, Nate. I believe me and you could be best friends.
Yes.
Between Turtles and Batman. I mean, those are that's everything.
Yep,
that's
good. So.
That's kind of like my bread and butter is Turtles and Batman. That's where it all started for me when I was a kid.
By the way, I do enjoy your photos when you mix them together and you've got some stuff going on. I'm like, yes.
Oh, thanks, man.
Turtles v Batman.
Yeah,
well,
there you go.
the good thing is it's like canon now that they
It's canon.
worlds a
Yeah.
lot.
Right.
So it's
Well,
like, okay, that's great.
And I saw Josh in there, so let's throw in them playing an arcade together, and let's just throw that all
There
in
you go.
together.
There you go.
Yep.
It's all
I've
good.
actually done a couple of arcade shots with the Turtles and Batman. So
Yeah, you have.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's awesome. So I mean, obviously Andrew, maybe one of your favorites is the TMNT, but what about Michael or John? Out of the 15 that you've done, do you have kind of like a favorite toy line that you've covered so far?
Yeah, mine.
He's got to pull it up.
Favorite,
Yeah.
my favorite one. No, my favorite one is right now is we have a toy ranking in there. We have our top 10 that pretty much changes every week. Once we add something or once we get into some that won't make the list, but top 10. Star Wars right now is number 1 for me.
Nice.
Star Wars, and then was it Micro Machines?
Yeah.
And Ghostbusters, I think. Trying to remember what I've got. Yeah.
Ultron's your third.
Yeah, I got
Oh,
Voltron as third, and then Mask.
Sorry, I
Yeah,
gotta pull
so,
up.
Yeah.
yeah. So
I don't have mine pulled up. All right. I don't know what they are. By the way, Ed, I believe that you can count bread and butter as a food topic on your bingo.
Yeah,
spread.
that definitely counts.
Absolutely.
I think we're good.
Yeah.
and we'll. And also, he asked about muscle. We'll talk about them as well later.
Oh yeah, they're on the list, aren't they? I believe.
Yeah,
they're
they're
on
on
the
the
list.
that's an underrated one, right? Like if you asked me to name 20 toys, I wouldn't think of muscle, but those are pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
They're definitely like.
when you get to the 90s, we got to talk Stretch Armstrong, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Was that when he started, or did he start? Did Stretch
That was
Armstrong
back in the
Everyone
was
70s
before
there.
that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
came out in
like he had the
70s.
definite resurgence in the 90s.
But yeah, they
Started
Well,
they
yeah,
like-
brought them
they
back
had
in the
yeah.
90s. Yeah.
They definitely had the toys in the 90s a lot.
Oh yeah,
Wrestling
We'll
Pillow
do-
Pals.
because we'd always pull him too hard and his arms.
Yeah.
would just stay.
No, the wrestling pillow pals. I said that.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh god,
Those were cool. I never had one,
Pals.
but those were cool. Wrestling buddies.
Larry, out of everybody, how did you not have a pillow pal?
I don't know. Okay, so
Yeah,
so
that doesn't make any sense, Larry.
so only child who was definitely spoiled, and I had basically everything. I never had a wrestling.
But you've
buddy.
you never had a wrestling pillow or watched any movie from the 80s or 90s ever.
Fact.
By the way, I don't know how you do that. Did that, Larry?
I'm
How have
amazed
you
he
not seen
hasn't
these
seen
movies?
some of those movies that y'all have done on the.
So
movie.
I think like I've thought about it a little bit this past like year or so, right? I think my parents liked TV shows, so they were way more like TV oriented than movies. So it just we didn't watch that many movies, I guess. Like I saw things like Home Alone, like I saw some of the big ones, but there were a lot of like the horror stuff and like maybe some of the deeper cuts. My parents didn't watch those.
That actually makes a lot of sense because Larry absolutely loves 90s sitcoms.
Yeah,
Right.
So,
that's why.
I mean, that makes so much sense now.
That actually explains a lot of where
does.
Larry
It
came
does,
from
yeah.
today.
Yeah, right. I was watching Major Dad, not like Critters 2.
So okay.
Ooh,
Josh,
Teddy Ruxpin.
Josh brings up a My Buddy or Teddy Ruxpin, right?
Dang.
But if you're
I
gonna
remember
go that cut, it's the nickname I gave my dog because his name was Bear. It was TJ Berrytails is the one you're going with on that. You don't do a Teddy Ruxpin. You're going TJ Berrytails, son.
Or if you do Teddy
Wait, but
Ruxpin,
that was-
you also got to do his pal Grubby.
Yeah, I was going
Grubby.
to say, you got to do the caterpillar.
What about
Yeah.
guys? Glowworm?
Glowworms.
Right, glowworms. It's like read a book.
Teddy Ruxpin, man.
They
I
still
haven't
make
thought about
those,
Teddy
don't
Ruxpin
they?
in so long.
The
Oh,
glowworms, I believe they do. Or is that what you're
They
talking
do.
about? Yeah.
They still
they,
do.
look,
And
they look different, but they still make them. Yeah.
they still make them, but then everyone else has made like here's the stuffed animal you can squeeze and then it lights up for kids. Everyone, I'm like, that's just a glowworm in a different version. Like that's not a new idea. We've had those since I was a child.
So I also saw Ed was asking about some of the toys that we have kind of planned. So just a few things. I'm just going to look at the list that we've got here. Obviously, Hot Wheels, Johnny Lightning, those are going to come up at some point. Transformers,
Nice.
obviously Motu that we've talked about. Some LJ and WWF wrestlers. That's on the line. Polly Pocket, Mighty Max. I don't know if you guys remember those.
Oh, yeah, Mighty Max.
The how do we make Polly Pockets okay for boys?
Right.
Mighty
Max.
Put monsters in there.
Eagle Force. And then once we get into a few of the older, this is going to be a little while, but once we get into it, Michael's with Nemesis, Furby. We'll do that one.
Oh, yeah.
And talk about those.
That's a good one.
Mega
He's gonna love
Superhero,
Yeah,
Micronauts,
That
Muscles.
Furby creeps me out. So just
Furby creeps everybody out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got here. I can show. It's like this nice long list
Wow.
of toys. Like you can't read those, so I'm okay with sharing this. Yeah, this long list of things. We don't have any of them that were like defined into certain weeks or anything, except for just a few that line up with certain like events. But there's like 5. So we're very off the cuff on what we're talking about. We're actually recording our next episode. We were going to do it tomorrow, but we're doing it Monday, and we just decided what it was going to be like yesterday.
Yeah.
So
Welcome to our world.
That sounds like an STS Guys thing.
Yeah.
So we try to stay a few weeks ahead, but it can change. You know, it can be very, very fluxing. So with like the episode we did with Joey, it was supposed to be a couple weeks before, but because of hurricane and him moving and everything, we were able to move that really easy. So it's nothing that lines up with specific weeks. So it makes it a lot easier.
It's good.
Nice.
I think like the thing I tell everybody who does podcasts, right, is like you just go with the flow, man.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I think we're the best at it, but like don't like as soon as you start putting pressure on yourself, thinking that you have to do something
Yeah.
a certain week, that's when you get burnt out. So yeah, guys, just who cares? Just nobody's gonna know but you. Like I had no idea like the Joey one got pushed back. Like
Yeah,
just go with it.
and
It's all good.
Yeah.
I think it
So it
works.
makes it
'cause,
fun.
like nobody cares. Like nobody's
Yeah.
like the Ghostbusters one was kind of important that we drop it for our Halloween
Yeah.
episode, but that works out. So it's like we just don't move that one, you know.
And you had a giveaway. There was a giveaway,
right,
with that
and
one
there
too,
was a
so-
giveaway with that one. So yeah, we had a lot of fun with that, and you know the whole like it's been 3.5 months. It's been a lot of fun. There have been weeks that were like, what day are we going to record? How are we going to record? Because we're not on any kind of recording schedule because we don't record. We don't record live. We do toy box showcases live every once in a while, and we just pop up when we can. We've all
That's
got
good.
different crazy schedules, so we just try to do what we can when we can, and you know, see what people like. So, you know.
Yeah, I've caught a couple of your toy box showcases.
Yeah.
They're good, right? Like you said. But the nice thing about Twitch and Facebook and stuff, like you get notifications when people go live if you want them.
Right.
So it's easy. Like if as long as I'm interested and I follow you guys, doesn't matter if you're going live on a Tuesday or a Thursday. My phone's going to tell me like, hey, you want to watch this? Cool. If not, then you miss it or you catch the replay.
You can catch the replay, and we actually just started pushing those replays to YouTube. So
okay, cool. I
know,
didn't know that.
We'll have that. Well, that just started earlier today. So
Oh, okay.
I think it was today. Yeah, this morning. We started
Starting
that, so-
today on.
yeah, today on. So we put a couple old ones up there, but yeah, we're pushing those there, so we've got that archive. And it's really they're like 15, 20 minutes max for the most part. And usually talking about like today we talked about John's sword. We finished up Voltron. Michael went on a hunt today looking for some cars, and we got to talk about what he found. So it's all just off the cuff stuff. And as we're showing off our collections that we have and what we're looking for. So
yeah, I like how you're even like in COVID, like so some hunting and stuff's a little bit hard, but I like how you're able to kind of expand beyond just the weekly topic and just come up with other toy stuff to talk about throughout the week. That's awesome.
Yeah, and because we're not doing live, so like we talked about the mask toys, and Michael was able to get one. So we did a live actually that day that the episode dropped, and we're able to show this one off. This is an original. So when we do Motu, we'll probably do a live where I talk about Castle Grayskull, and we open up these retro toy lines that are these retro ones that I've got, and kind of check them out because it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And during the hunting today, I actually bought my first Black Series Star Wars.
Oh, nice.
So I saw it. My wife saw it. Says, "Hey, look at this!" And it's a snow trooper. It's kind of weird colors, and I got to look at it. It's the Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
So I said, "What the heck? I'll pick it up just for fun," So
It's funny. I recently bought my first Black Series figure too. It was the Mando Beskar, but it's funny that it was pretty recent to yours.
Yeah. I'm a big, like I said, I'm a big Star Wars fan, but I don't. And growing up, I had a lot of the toys and the figures, and now I don't have any of that. But I just don't have the room. And if I had more room, I would kind of pick one up here and there. But yeah, this is my only one I have at the moment. So
I'm in the exact same situation. That's why I really haven't collected Black Series before now. It's because I love the movies, I love the show. I just don't have room. I've already got a ton of shit as it is. So it's like I can't have another toy line that I'm collecting.
Ed makes me sad. He says he misses Toys R Us. We all do.
I do
Ed.
too. Yeah.
Oh, who doesn't miss Toys R Us?
I mean, for the most part, if anybody went to a Spirit Halloween this year, they got a chance to go into an old Toys R Us building. Oh, and Michael,
I think I can just see the Spirit licking their lips this year with all the stores that were closing. Like,
they have choices.
Yeah, like look at all these buildings we got.
So, Michael, I don't know where you get this. Like, you have room. We talked about it earlier. There's a little line right behind you on one side of you. There looks like there's an area on a shelf on one side that looks like there's a little bit of space. You got plenty of room.
Oh,
look at all that room in there.
Yeah, so much room.
I got a lot of room. Yeah.
You can start double stacking them shelves and put another one.
I can't see it perfectly all in there, Michael. But is that mainly Hot Wheels? all throughout?
Majority of it is I've got like on the back wall here. Those are actually cars from the movie Cars. That's the first. That's the first couple of releases that they came out when the first movie came out. There's actually a couple in there that were actually recalled. Sarge and Fillmore were recalled because they had lead in the paint, so they had to recall those two. So, but I've got the original.
Valuable now.
That's oddly appropriate for Cars.
And actually, most of those are my wife will claim those.
So,
those are hers.
Yeah.
That makes them way more collectible now, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it makes a lot more. Yeah. My other line that I collect most of, I collect every single piece of, is the Auto World, which actually is a newer line. It just came out in 2013, but it was a slot car company throughout the 70s and 80s and 90s. So it kind of a guy that bought that used to run Johnny Lightning, and he ended up buying Auto World and come out with the die-cast cars to go with it. So that's another line I've stuck from the very beginning, and I've got just about every piece on there. And then I've got Matchbox and some Johnny Lightning and some other odd and end die-cast. But most of my collection is die-cast. I do have Pops, Funko Pops. They're mostly all Superman related. And I've got the Transformer ones and a few of the Back to the Future ones too.
Nice.
So
how long you been collecting Hot Wheels, did you say?
As far as I remember, seeing pictures, we went through some pictures, Christmas pictures and stuff when we were younger, and I always had Hot Wheels with me. And I guess I kind of officially started collecting, 92 or 91 or 92. I was like 12 or 13 or 11, somewhere around that time period that I started actually collecting them. Because I'm a big car guy too, so it kind of fits in with that as well. So
it's cool.
That's really cool. You've been devoted to it for so long. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to call you out, but how many die-cast cars do you have? Because I haven't.
Pretty close to 20,000. Yeah.
20,000.
20,000 pieces.
Yeah.
Shit.
Impressive.
That's awesome, man. That's really cool.
I think it's cool. So.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. So do you know what your most valuable one that you have?
I've got Hot Wheels does a line of treasure hunt series, and the first line was in 95. I have a Camaro, a 67 Camaro that came out, and it goes for about $500-$600. And I actually acquired one which came in the mail yesterday. It is this Auto World thing. It is they call them Ultra Raws. There's only 10 made in the world, 10 total. So it's limited to only 10, and it's got, instead of having the paint on it, it's just bare metal, and it has a clear coat over the bare metal. So there's 10 of those. That one, I actually made a trade for it, so I didn't pay that much for it, but but they've gone for over $700. So
nice.
Yeah, I know the market on Hot Wheels, like some of them is just insane, because like you said, that some of those are very rare. You have to find it in a certain way. It's only released at a certain time.
Yeah.
So that's
I
cool.
have friends that go on
limited,
hunts. Yeah. They go on hunts for it. But Ed brings up, so you're a big car fan. Do you have a favorite car?
Mine is
not necessarily a car, like the die-cast one, but in general, what is your favorite car?
Yeah, Hot Wheels does a fire engine type truck. It's called Rescue Ranger. It came back out in the 70s, and they still make it. That's my favorite, is that one. And then I'm also a big stock car fan, so I've got a ton of these little stock cars.
Yeah.
So
they're all just right there.
Hot Wheels. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, he's just like, I have a few here.
For display, I got all these right here. This is amazing.
Yeah, just a bunch of them. So
Just reach for them.
That's cool, man.
And then I do have a shelf right up here. It's got a shelf full of Transformers too. I'm a big Transformer fan, so I got a bunch of G1 Transformers. So
I was gonna say you're the G1 fan.
So you might have already thought about this, but I'm going to throw out the idea that when you get around to doing the Hot Wheels episode, you have to do multiple parts, You have to break it down into segments.
Years.
Yeah, it'll
Yeah.
have to, because there's so many different sections. You got your red line era, then you have your black wall era, and then which is the 80s, and then you have the newer era now, from the 90s up through right now, and then you have different sections. You got your color changers, and you have so you can always break all those down into multiple shows.
Yeah, he's right. Damien talking about that. This is the desire to collect is genetic. He's right. Yeah.
Is it like? I mean, we've all seen episodes of Hoarders. We know what it can get to. That's just coded into humans.
There's a fine line between us.
Not really. It's a pretty blurry line.
Yeah, our grandmother and grandfather collected NASCAR diecast too, and so Michael got some of those when they passed, and so it came from them. Our parents don't collect anything except for 3 kids who collected everything.
Mom collects fabric in her.
Well, she collects fabric.
It's just a whole room full of fabric.
Yeah,
but like going to my grandmother, it is genetic, because she collected little birds and little bells. She always had the little bells. And then our great grandmother on my dad's side had a little figure. Porcelain dolls.
She
had a whole room.
The creepy dolls that had their own room.
Creepy ones.
Yeah. And when she passed away, they all got split up between family members, and I've actually got one.
I didn't know you had one, Mike.
Those things are cursed. You don't take those.
Yeah, you don't separate them either.
I don't separate the family like that.
That's what I don't know how I ended up with it, but I ended up with it. So
something like, does anybody know how to get a lead line box? Because that's where that doll is going.
I didn't know you had one, Michael. You got to keep that thing away from me. Those things creep me out.
That was like going into my grandma's house. You just like, I feel like I'm being watched everywhere I go. I don't like this.
Yeah.
Creepy.
All right, so here, Jeremy has brought up things. Here's the episode you guys need to do. It's a 90s thing, obviously, because it's something you see right there. When you do the Jurassic Park, you have to let me know the Jurassic Park dinos with the battle damage and everything. I'm in. I had that whole line.
That's a good one.
I actually wore my T-Rex out so it wouldn't roar anymore when you slammed its feet down. It just did this weird like
Oh, Scott.
I thought of one that you might not have thought of before too.
I doubt that. Based on that list I've seen.
I know.
There's a chance. There's a small chance.
There's a chance. There's always a chance.
Is our Happy Meal toys on your list?
Oh yeah, they're on there.
Yeah.
Actually,
that would be a fun.
We got
episode
Happy
too.
Meals.
That'll be coming up in probably the next 2 months. I think before the end of the year, actually. So in the next 6 weeks, I believe Happy Meals are on there.
The only Happy Meal toys that are worth talking about are the Transformer ones. Yes, yes. The fries that turn into the
little cheeseburger that pops up.
That pops up. Yeah,
those are the best.
Yeah,
definitely only Happy Meal toys that came out in the 80s. So yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah, they don't make them like they used to.
No, not at all.
No,
like I feel bad for kids nowadays because we got way better toys than our Happy Meals.
Yeah,
so it depends. Obviously, having a 7-year-old aficionado of the Happy Meal, some of them are really good, but some of them are just awful.
But the good ones are like once a year. You get like maybe a good line, and then maybe there's one really good one out of it.
Exactly. When you find out, they're like, "Oh my god, they're doing like My Little Pony, and my daughter loves it. Like, let's go get we'll get you.
Gotta get all of them.
Get all of them." And then like this Avengers one, I'm like, I keep getting Black Widow for some reason. Like that's all I get, and all she does is move her arm.
And they're so ugly.
Like, all right, cool.
Like I hate you, Black Widow.
But then it's like, all right, then you get Wasp, and what does she do? She moves her arm. Like, all
the same thing.
Same action, different mold. Good. All right, we established this. Son of a
Not
bitch.
a whole lot of effort was put into those. They look nothing like the actors and actresses.
No,
those ones are so bad. We got 1 or 2 of those. I think we got Winter Soldier. So bad.
Does all he do is move his arm?
Yeah, all he does is move his arm.
No, his arm comes off. His arm
comes off.
That would have been badass.
That would have been better.
That's a choking hazard.
That's a choking hazard. McDonald's ain't after the coffee in the lap thing. McDonald's is not opening themselves up to another lawsuit. Cool. So let me ask you this. I know you have that whole list of things like from each of you, what is like the next line that's like the thing that you're like the most excited to talk about? Like, what is the thing that you're like you're chomping at the bit for?
I would say, yeah. Go ahead, Michael.
Mine. I think I'm more excited about the Transformers. I know I've got enough knowledge on the Hot Wheels and stuff, but I think one I'm most excited about is going to be the Transformers. Is mine.
John.
I truthfully have to look at the list again.
John doesn't know.
John, there's got to be something that you played with as a kid, John, that you're like, that'd be cool to see an episode on that, maybe.
Well, my choice was the Micro Machines.
Oh, okay, cool.
One that I really wanted
nice.
to do.
Yeah.
So, and we've already done that one, and I know me and Michael have picked up some of the newer ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my choice then. So.
For the episodes coming up, I would have to say for me, it's going to be Motu for what's coming up. I'm excited about that. But for like all the episodes all together, like episode 15 was mine. Legos. That was all about what I grew up with. Yeah.
I was just talking with somebody today about Legos, and I was like, I had one of those like 15-gallon bins of just loose Legos, and when my parents needed like 4 hours of silence, they just dumped that bin out in the bonus room, be like, there's an entire room of Legos, like enjoy. So,
I've actually got a bunch for the kids now. They're in the garage. Since we moved, they haven't gotten them out of the garage. But there's 2 big bins, and I had a huge toy box full of loose Legos. And
Michael, did you ever get the measurements on that so we can figure out?
No, but I will. Yeah, I'll get the measurements on the size of the cubage footage on that. See what? Yeah,
it was a huge toy box, or at least it was huge growing up. I don't know. It may not be as big now.
Right.
Yeah. Right now, I go back and look at my guy. This 15-gallon Tupperware full, and I was like, that's actually not that big anymore. Yeah, like I was like, I thought that was huge as a kid. I could fit in that thing. I'm like, a leg now maybe.
Yeah, so it definitely was Legos for me, and
cool.
Yeah.
How about
if you haven't seen your favorite toy line, you got to tune in for those future episodes because it sounds like you guys got a lot of stuff you're going to be hitting.
Yeah, and we actually, like Michael mentioned earlier, we have our top 10, and that's only the top 10 for the episodes that we've done. So every week we rank them, kind of like you guys do on your Totally Rad Movie podcast when you kind of talk about them. But we keep up with it, and we keep up with that top 10, kind of like they did on Top Gear and everything. So it's on our website, toyrewindpodcast.com. You can see where they're at, and we pull those up and we talk about the ones that drop off every week, or if the new toy makes the list or not. So yeah, it's cool. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, I like that aspect too. I would say in the amount of time that you've done 15 episodes of the Toy Rewind podcast, Scott and I have done like 1 episode of the Toy Rewind podcast.
Yeah, I know that wasn't supposed to be a dig, but I was like,
I wasn't gonna say it, but
I keep checking in with you guys to see if y'all have done another one. I listen to it on the way either to work or back home from work because it's about a 50-minute drive for me. Yeah,
we'll do
keeps
another
me
one.
occupied. So
Larry lives like 10 minutes from my house, and like we still haven't gotten together to watch these stupid movies.
So I love the fact that Totally Movie Rad, and then obviously Movie Retakes with Sully and his brother. Obviously talking about movies, kind of the same kind of thing going on, except with them, they've got 2 guys and any guests that they have that completely know everything about the movie and are great. And then you've got you guys, which Larry, you've never seen it.
It literally
baby seeing a movie, and it's great.
The spawn of that thing was because I would talk about these 80s movies, and Larry would just be like, "I've never seen that before." I'm like, no, there's no way you've not seen Masters of the Universe.
I had seen Masters of the Universe.
I know,
but Top Gun,
Airplane. Top Gun was the first one where I was like, "You've never seen Top Gun?"
Which we've talked about this. Have you seen the toy, and have you seen toys?
You mean
Robin
toy?
Williams
like no. So toys, the Robin Williams movie,
the Robin Williams movie,
the toy, the Richard Pryor movie.
Yes,
I've seen both.
Yeah.
Richard Pryor with the piranha.
But has Larry seen them? We know Scott has, but has Larry seen them?
So I remember the Robin Williams one. I did not see it, and I had like Andrew messaged me a little while ago. I don't even remember the Richard Pryor one. I didn't even know it was a thing. I googled it. No
Yeah,
clue.
no, it's that one is hilarious.
I love that one.
But the Robin Williams one, just think Robin Williams with LL Cool J, like as his adopted brother, and Joan Cusack as a robot. Like,
It's quite a trip.
versus a guy like weaponizing kids' toys. Like,
It's quite a trip.
it is an amazing movie, and yes, we will cover that one at some point.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Right? The Totally Rad
Gotta
Movie
find it
Podcast.
first.
It's I know. Well, yeah. Thankfully, the internet is a good resource for a lot of things, but
True.
it's dying. Like it's on life support. But the Totally Rad Movie Podcast isn't dead yet.
Yeah, no, it's coming back. We got
Please
movies
don't
from
be
Ed. We'll bring it back. We still got it. We still got a couple to do, so we'll bring it back. We got to set a time. See, that's our problem. Is we like you guys. Like when we get to it, we'll get to it. We never get to it.
And we kind of only really think about it on Saturday nights, and then we just like it's late and we're just done.
We're like, oh shit, and
I'll figure it out.
Had too many drinkies, so we.
Wait, so Ed's talking about me insulting Larry. I am in no way insulting Larry.
Oh, no,
I don't want that to be out there. I don't want that to be out there. I gotta
No, that's just saying, like, you didn't mean that as a dig, but
we're good.
Me and Larry both were like, he's right.
Yeah, I know. that was just me being sad. Like I know.
Yeah, we had too much fun with Totally Rad. Like we have a lot of fun when we do it, but we just have to get to it. Yeah,
totally off topic, but I had some really good ideas of like how to market Totally Rad too. We just never got around to it, and it's like well beyond a year into it. Like if I ever like push through and come up like implement some of these things, it's going to be epic. So maybe we'll get back to it. Like I made some cool stickers. We got that cool dog logo, but Scott and I had some other ideas too.
Those are pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So I guess we should probably wrap up. We're a little bit over an hour. So real quick before I do my thing, where can we find you guys online?
So John, you want to take that? You're our social guy.
Oh, you had to throw it at me.
You should have known. You're the social guy.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, Andrew puts everything together. I'm the historian, and John is the social monitor guy.
And usually I have it pulled up on his notes. So hold on a second.
It's all right. I can't do it. If I put it on the spot, he's like,
"Where you want me to do it?" Because I know.
Larry, master, just go ahead. Shill away, Larry.
Shill like a villain, Larry.
Yes, Shiller.
John, you can find your podcast at Toy Rewind Pod on Instagram and Twitter. You also have a Facebook group where if you just search for Toy Rewind Podcast, you'll find it, which is cool because a lot of your family members are in there too, and they comment back and forth and they listen and they share stories and pictures. It's a really cool group. Something unique that like a lot of our other friends aren't doing.
Yeah, I think half our members are family.
Just
members.
family, yeah.
Which as an outsider, it's pretty cool. I appreciate it. So yeah, and if you want to check out the list, you want to find out everything about the Toy Rewind Podcast, just go to toyrewindpodcast.com. It's all right there.
There you go.
And then
master of the shill, Larry.
And
then you should probably check us out too, right? We're on Instagram at STS Guys. We're on Twitter at STS Guys. We're on Facebook at the STS Guys, and I'm Larry from the STS Guys.
Shilling like a villain.
And then it's been popping up in the chat because I made a thing. You need to go to shumistore.com. You need to buy some Funko Pops. You need to get that mint box guarantee. That's right. Shumistore.com. If you enter code STS Guys, you're going to save 10%.
10.
And then, like I didn't wear a black T-shirt today. Like that was kind of on purpose. Like the three of us in the top row.
I'm actually kind of concerned that you didn't.
I know I'm not wearing a black T-shirt, but if you want to get a black T-shirt or any color, you should go to animatedapparelcompany.com. They've got some awesome licensed T-shirts, things like DC, Marvel, Star Wars, and if you enter code STS Guys, you're going to save 10%, and you're going to get free shipping. Animated Apparel Company, it's the best.
It's the best. Good. I don't know why that gets me every time.
Because it's amazing.
Because it's stolen.
It just works so well.
Funny.
It's amazing. All right. And then if you like the STS Guys, if you like the Toy Rewind podcast, you should check out our other friends who have podcasts like Talkin' Pops, Pop Collectors Alliance, Tyler G's Show, the Toy Photocast, Four Dorksmen, Geek Together, Secondary Heroes, the Average Nerd Podcast, Nerdy Curious, Movie Retakes, 3 Beers, and a mic. And then Totally Rad Movie Podcast. It's still a thing.
I think we just like saying it's still a thing now on the podcast, just to say it's
still a thing.
It's still a thing. It's not dead yet, but it's not, because there's tons of movies I need to force Larry to watch in awkward ways.
Yeah. So. During my one-on-one with my boss this week, we were talking about Spinal Tap. I'm like, I've never seen
Crank
Spinal
it to
Tap.
11, son.
Crank it to 11.
Like, he was doing references, and I'm like, dude, you're talking to the wrong guy. I don't know.
No clue. Sad. All
So
right,
So Talking Pops went early tonight because Mike was going on a trip.
Oh, yeah.
So on Twitch, if you're hanging around in the chat, like stick around for a couple more seconds because we're going to raid Super Gen.
Right, that works. All right, well, Super Gen it is. Jeremy,
Do
your thing. Like, take us out.
So for episode 156 of the STS Guys, I've been Jeremy.
Hey, it's Larry.
Did you forget?
I was raiding.
I'm Scott.
And special thanks to our guest podcast, the Toy Rewind Podcast. Appreciate
Please
you
go
guys.
check them out.
Yeah,
Please go check them out. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you
Spending
guys.
your lovely Saturday evening with us.
We've enjoyed it. It's been fun.
Appreciate
It's
it.
fun.
Yeah.
Lots of fun.
And we're the STS Guys. Have a great night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.